get set up right now. We're seeing a lot of trophies edge, Sky Arena. Now let's go.
It's now time for Sky Arena. No platforms. Losers quarters. Winner gets the move on. Loser takes it home. Already starting things off in an aggressive approach on the side of the stage, looking for an early stock there with Stahly.
Let's go. It's getting started right here. It's a lot of that neutral stage here in Sky Arena too. You can see the isolations between the 1v1s, though on both sides. You highlighted the Superman and exactly what Superman's so good for in terms of just getting that grab in general. But the stall with the beam, so they help reposition, is also so key. Big head, big ice screen right here too. You're gonna have to worry about that ice breath in general when it comes to the way that Stahly plays around the big head buff.
And not to mention T1ff4ny thinking big as well, pushing advantage very well over on Rexehh, trying to find their way back down to the ground. Gonna take that hit, of course, from that megaphone, and gonna send one right back from their own Velma. Gonna get hit by the Nair up air, not at all, because Superman gets in there to get that punch in and stop it.
Here we go, going back into, you talked a little bit about that up air and how big it is from the Velma too. Just being able to anti-air is so important when you have Superman staying in the ground, or staying in the air rather, for as long as he can. Gets a follow-up off of the megaphone though right there too. Kind of go in and tries to get the grab to send him to the side blast zone.
That could have been so good if they got the double up to send them back off stage, but the red team keeps themselves alive for that much longer as he gets a snatch from the up special, sending her straight to the bottom of the blast zone.
He was slightly below him right there too. He was able to get that follow-up. He wants to get another one right now too, avoiding the spike attempt coming in though from Cosolix as another life is taken.
Yeah, Rexehh is gonna go ahead and fall over on the side of trying to deal with T1ff4ny. A lot of great strength that has happened from Rexehh, but excuse me, from Stahly, but T1ff4ny has been boxing with the best of them with this Velma as well. Borderline difficult to hit, even between the two of them, but finally, one of those up airs finds its mark to get rid of Stahly.
See right here, that's like we were saying before, T1ff4ny survivability is on another level a lot of these times here too. Gotta worry about the megaphone though, gonna be able to cover as the rocket comes zooming right back down again. Tries to isolate T1ff4ny in the process, as the red team now are gonna be able to hang up by the side. But it's a lot of chaos, a lot of this damage that Superman can provide here as you try to avoid that save.
And here comes the potential of the police as well. It could be happening any second, and we're gonna put the ice down and putting it over and getting the snatch up in the skies. But the rocket is going to break the cop car. That's going to help keep Cosolix at least safe for a little bit longer. Currently at 92 damage, gonna get caught. No, gets a reversal. Somehow both of them are up in the skies.
How is he still alive? He was able to avoid that right there, so close to the ceiling too. Here comes the Huerto and the follow-ups as you currently see Stahly go right into their face.
Jumping in straight on that megaphone, not caring at all. Evidence is out. Gray Health getting online. Gonna go for the low play, but the amazing reversal right there from Cosolix to get that down there. Side air coming in. Now 3 lives apiece.
Here we go now. See the big head activated as well. Cooldown reduction on ready for that. But oh, he swings in, and you know that with all that damage put on you, he was set up for that follow-up.
Perfectly spaced right underneath the follow-up from what T1ff4ny just sent over there, and package was signed, sealed, and delivered. Great position control from Stahly, using that charge on that side air to drift right underneath, get that charge knockback. It's basically getting hit by the armored charge attacks on the ground. It is too scary to deal with in the air, and that time Cosolix was not ready for it.
Insane right there. Just the way that we're seeing both of these teams and the way that they're able to duke it out. T1ff4ny survivability, though, we have to talk about that. T1ff4ny was living for a really long time.
Yeah, and that's a big part of why this team was being able to be so successful. T1ff4ny was just so evasive, so able to get away from a lot of the pressure that you normally see Bugs establish. Well, they're going to have a few more routes that they can take because we now switched over to the other version of Sky Arena here with platforms.
Let's go. T1ff4ny and Stahly up that 1 point after that very first stage currently, but Rexehh and Cosolix doing a pretty good job of trying to follow up from these safes in general, but look at the damage! He comes up with the rocket! Can he make it back? He gets it twice! After the spike, he gets a save! No way!
You thought you could! You thought you would! But that's Superman! The player from Smallville is making big plays, getting not only 1 catch, but 2 with that up special, sending them down to the blast zone, and they're just continuing to steamroll.
2 super, but not ready to save anybody here from this red team right now. Then now you've got the spike to answer right back, getting some of that little bit of revenge right here, but you gotta get the second one now.
They can still do this if they can get rid of T1ff4ny pretty soon, using that up air and the up attack just to try and anti-air that light bulb. She's thinking big, and she is making big plays. And you have to watch out if you're T1ff4ny as you're landing between these two, as you see the red team trying to line her up for a spike. spike.
See, now Tiffany could be able to avoid that underneath. 107 damage already put down onto Tiffany. You can see Rexehh having fire in his eyes to chase her down. And currently trying to get down at the same time, trying to build up some more of that evidence meter. So close to landing it. Avoids that up air. Needs some help from Stahly.
Oh, and they're going to get out there. The slow fly from Superman. Oh, setting up back out. Giant head. This man is thinking. Catches one. 129 on Rexehh. You cannot afford to take anything. As you get the double up, somehow dodges through there, Vicky, to get back on.
Oh, he wanted it. You saw the attempt with that grab right there closer to the wall. And it can be so scary to try to jump up, but they still got it. They still get the up air. And he is gone out of here. What a way for Tiffany and Stahly to make this statement. But can we talk about the double spike? That was crazy right
Absolutely, the entire game changing in that spot. Going off stage to try and help your teammate. Well, that command grab is going to snatch you out of the skies, and it has a good amount of hits on after that goes through. You can't instantly jump. You can't instantly dodge. You were forced to take that and just fall. And this is now it's now in the court of Cosolix and Rexehh to make all the correct decisions from this point forward. You do not have stage counter pick advantage. You do not have character counter pick advantage. They are going to stick with the same perks. I wouldn't be surprised if we ran it back to the same stage, just because the idea made sense for different ways to cover them on their landings. Using that up air from bat is one really good way to try and control them. But instead, we are not going to do that, Vicky. They're going to remove the platforms of the picture. They're going to go back to what has been a very common pick for this team, and we're going to go to Sky Arena with no platforms.
No platforms, no way to mix up that landing, but this is what they want because it's exactly what they can do to add in some of the extra pressure to Tiffany and Stahly as they sit in match point currently right now. Coming out of the gates though, you got the big head, the big old head coming on too from Rexehh and Cosolix, but it's the words that do hurt a little bit while sending Cosolix to actually frontline real quick.
And the reason why that is so important to get that buff that you were just talking about was look how quickly that rocket's already available for bugs. You threw out one at the start of the match, you can throw it out now as we see one come through, trying to get a follow-up on a side air, but instead focusing Tiffany in the back, who was looking for Rexehh to go for that up air and get a free punish on him.
Look at the way that they're actually preventing Stahly from trying to help out Tiffany a little bit. Even with Tiffany trying to reposition, you see the follows between the up airs. This is side air coming in too. At the same time, you're stuck over by the side of Tiffany and Stahly. Cosolix actually just managing to reposition right next to Rexehh here.
Yeah, just go ahead and get back down to grab, but now you're in a bad spot, but instantly jumping out of there. Very smart call again. You learned from the last game. Do not challenge Superman. Just ducking underneath that and then calling the tunnel pop to get the instant call, get a punish on that.
That was really good spacing when he popped out of the tunnel there too. You see now Rexehh going to be able to use that too to be able to actually help out, get the follow-up onto Stahly, but that's their game plan right now. They're trying to prevent Stahly from actually getting the follow-up, but the megaphone into the safe is definitely going to hurt. Look how long he's living for.
This is amazing position for Rexehh and Cosolix as they get not one but two! Only 43 damage and now getting a little bit of healing as well. That was amazing, and now even if you take a hit on that side air, at least you get stepped back to stage. Rexehh holding on to that a little bit longer here, Vicky.
And using the rocket to their advantage to actually get that follow-up. You see the teleportation real quick from Stahly to try to get that punch. Got to sucker right through it, but the rocket and the words are going to help cover him. Prevent Stahly from going to be able to try to get that grab onto Cosolix.
Yeah, literally the only reason why Rexehh is holding on to that life right now is because of that attack decay on the side airs. It's one of the main approach tools for Superman, but it does drop eventually. 60 do not challenge that upcharge in center. Gonna dodge instantly out of it because of that attack decay again, and somehow Rexehh has been impossible to hit. Here we go, double nairs, lining up with up air, getting that damage, trying to cover him with a dodge away from the rocket, but Stahly does not fall for it.
Cosolix is playing so well right now, not only with the survivability, but the follows and the option coverage between the nair and the rockets too. Here comes the save down though, and here comes the dump, but there's that survivability, almost living at 200.
Bugs Bunny at 190. Meanwhile, gonna go ahead and fly out, looking for a down air over onto Cosolix, who's gonna get away. And now the cop car has found in, and you have been busted. Gonna get free damage here as the cop car gets sent up. Free follow-up, and they're gonna get the knockout off the top.
The knockout right out of the cop car too. We couldn't do anything there, but now it's gonna be the time for Rexehh and Cosolix to do the same thing. But just because you called it out, you get in trouble for it. You're gonna get taken out, and that's gonna be your life.
Red team not in the same position to take advantage of that cop car. Instantly broken by the blue team. Very smart, and now they're up 3 lives to 2 after what was a great start from Rexehh and Cosolix. But that is 1. This could be 2 as they cover a lot of options. Going after him right now, 125. You cannot afford to get hit. Here comes the safe Vicky in a very bad spot right now. Is Tiffany.
Oh, they're trying to send it right back there too. Tiffany Stahly needs to try to survive, but it's not gonna work out. We are going on to another game on our hands.
That could have easily derailed. That could have easily gone away from them. They were up 2-0. But something that can happen is when you take a lot of damage there, you share those same lives. You cannot afford to take a lot and then overextend. They were able to slow it down at the end, but because the blue team had already taken so much up to that point, Vicky, they were able to find those straight hit knockouts and get themselves on the board.
Actually insane to see how the start of that match also really carried the momentum for this team. Between the rocket carries into the hammer, as well as being able to take some of those early lives, was detrimental to keep that energy going. Ajax, I'm expecting this to go on to a game number 5 now.
Yeah, speaking of that energy, we're continuing with this bracket right now. We're still in this. We have a lot more games to go. Of course, this is just to determine who is at 5th. Superman's popping off right there. You already know now. I saw that picture. We're getting that. I saw the picture getting all of the Supermans together. Of course, big appreciation to that. I love the community coming together. Getting the back corner there as well. Hey, wait. Who's the next person to do the fist bumps? Who's the next person? Somebody stand up and do it right now.
You gotta throw those punches.
No, Shadowbox. Somebody get up and do it right now.
As quick as you can. Give us some of that Taz energy.
All right, we're working on it. We got to work on your form, but we're working on it. I'm not going to lie, if I had to scrap with them and say, there we go.
There you go. Yeah, we're leveling up out here.
I feel like I need to get a collective group effort of everybody in the crowd at some point. Just make sure that you space it out just enough. But we are continuing, of course, with this. We are 2 games to 1 right now, favor of T1ff4ny and Stahly over the 2 of them, and they could potentially close it out here, Vicky. We have returned the trophy's edge.
Yep, T1ff4ny, Stahly on match point once again, but Rexehh and Cosolix have figured things out a lot. I really like the way that they've been able to play around the command grab that we've seen from Stahly on the Superman now, but it's the words that are heard again, and the follow-up into the spin right after getting hit by that one ward that popped him up.
That neutral air is so strong to get free combos. Every time you see something like Velma, get that word bubble come in, you get that free damage. Only 19 on a Rexehh, 41, a lot coming in, but Rexehh getting in to break up that very scary spot for Cosolix.
Big bugs and a big hammer here too. He's going to avoid any attacks though, as you can see. T1ff4ny, Stahly coming right back in, but the words popping up Stahly here at the same time.
That was so important because that sniper punch was ready to come through and going to slow him down as you see the neutral attack trying to come in with that armor to get through too, but that frost is going to send that rocket to the ground to make that invalid. And speaking of invalid, that life is going to get taken away.
And they chased him down for it too. That platform really helping them out, getting another life in their pocket too. T1ff4ny, Stahly going to be able to try to recuperate a little bit here after losing that out because Rexehh and Cosolix are just playing so well. The survivability now going in favor for Cosolix after we were talking a lot about T1ff4ny.
And here comes that side special again, using the word bubble, just dodging down though, hoping to catch a drift downward, but Cosolix not falling for the bait from Stahly.
It's that one word bubble that allows you to have that insurance and make it back safely, especially against a scary character like Superman. He gets a grab though after finding the opportunity to get the follow-up.
That one you'll accept at that point too. You're already at 135. You don't want to lose them, but at least that snipe at the top wasn't something like 30, which we've seen so many times with Superman. Meanwhile on the left, Nair into the up air, trying to force him, gets a knockdown, and gets a follow-up again. T1ff4ny taking a lot more damage than usual.
Save coming down again. T1ff4ny again, also really good at being able to survive, but it's like we were saying, just a lot of damage being come out, and the rocket now going to be able to control some of that extra space. Just trying to get the follow-up from Stahly a little bit. Stahly knowing what the game plan is, trying to keep Rexehh and Cosolix closer to the edge of that wall.
Trying to get that drop zone there is basically what Superman wants, as we see another attempt right there, but Cosolix is recovering high over onto the platform, so if you do get hit, at minimum you get at least knocked towards the stage.
Oh, they get sent flying up again now. Match point currently. Rexehh and Cosolix looking so close to try to even up the set so far.
That was so close to catching the megaphone, but they're fully charged coming through. This could be in a great position for them as we see a knockout coming. Oh, and we're going to see a mash out from both teams. They're going to go ahead. It looks like thumps are going up like they just planned to play it out. We're waiting to see what happens here. That is an unfortunate spot as it has been so close, but it is 3 lives apiece. It looks like Rexehh is trying to just call it, saying, hey, do you want to just let it rock? I'm not sure who it was who paused. It is unfortunate, but we're going to go ahead and wait for them to get the determination to us in a second and continue with the set.
Just got to wait out and see what the gameplay is here. Oh, man. Things like this do happen sometimes, but we need to figure out what's going to move on, what's going to happen.
All right, just waiting to see the determination here. Of course, the rule before was when the pause went off earlier today, the game was taken, and it ended up being 1-1 earlier. I believe it was against Ooster in this, but it looks like the pause did go on the other side, and that is going to lead to T1ff4ny and Stahly taking the L. The ruling is if the pause goes off, it is a game loss, and that is going to lead to T1ff4ny and Stahly continuing to move forward. Let's go ahead and hear it real quick for Rexehh and Cosolix making it all the way to top 8 and getting themselves in 5th place.
Unfortunate there, but they were doing such a good job with the crowd being such good sports here, giving them the recognition that they deserve. Tiffany and Stahly now going to be able to move forward into the loser semifinals to wait out on the winners between Sinum, Leviathan, and Oops Tier and Boomy.
So we're going to be seeing another return of Superman and Velma, of course, from Oopsitir